gladiators, we who are about to play salute you. Well, my friends, the red cloak is back, which means it's the dead of winter here in Sydney, Australia on the game's Gladiator, and it's bloody freezing, and that's why I'm wearing it, but it does look kind of like a Roman cloak, so kind of fits. Hey, I was only going to do 40 episodes of the game's Gladiator Season 2, but then I was inspired this morning, hanging out the washing, of all things, and I thought about World of Warcraft, which is one of the biggest games of all time, and I haven't covered it on the game's Gladiator, even though I played it a fair bit when I was younger, and I thought, let's download it, all 55 gigabytes, and fire it up. And this is a game that cannot be summed up in one video, so we're going to do a series on it. I'm going to do maybe 3 or 4 videos, just starting a new character and going through some of the starter areas, talking about some of my thoughts, memories, and general impressions of this best of and worst of games. This is a really interesting one, World of Warcraft, and I'm really looking forward to talking to you guys about it. So join me now as we head to the magical lands of Azeroth for some World of Warcraft. Well, here we are, World of Warcraft. As you can see, I have no characters at all. I probably don't really need to explain World of Warcraft to you. It has been around since 2004, started development in 2001, and based on the success of Warcraft 3, and it's been going now 15 years. It's remarkable. It obviously looks dated, but they've done a great job of improving the engine over the years. Let's create a new character. Dear God, what is that thing? A Tauren. Alright, we're going to go human, male, paladin. That's probably the most boring thing I could have done, but I actually have never played a paladin before, so I'm kind of curious. I'll go with this guy. What face will he have? There's a lot more customization options now than I actually can recall. Hairstyle. Yeah, these are all kind of new. I don't really remember all these kind of cool options. When I last played this game, it was 2012? Maybe even earlier. No, it was around the time of Wrath of the Lich King, whenever that was. It was the last time I seriously played. Let's go with that guy. Oh, there you go. That's kind of cool. Hair color. Let's make him an old paladin. Facial hair. That's pretty heroic. A name. This guy will be called. It's a good name for a paladin. What about Zaladin? Zaladin the Paladin. Alright. Okay. Enter world. So, while this is loading, let me tell you of how I got into World of Warcraft. I've been a big fan of Blizzard for many years, ever since, the first Diablo and the first Warcraft, which was made way back in the early 90s. I love Warcraft 2, I played that so much. I liked Warcraft 3, not as much as Warcraft 2. I thought the 3D was a little kind of dodgy. But back when World of Warcraft came out, I just didn't have a good computer. I didn't even have the internet at home. I, for some reason, just didn't have it. So World of Warcraft kind of passed me by in those early 3 or 4 or 5 years. By the time I got into it, I think it was the end of the Burning Crusade expansion, and I'd heard that the Wrath of the Lich King was coming out, and it seemed like, an epic quest, and I was looking for something to play with a good friend of mine, Greg Wee, who is best known as Sir Belgrave, the noble knight from Swords and Sandals. We'll skip that. We'll skip the cinematic. We don't need that. We're humans. All right. Here we are in the beginning of the game. But yeah, we got into it just looking for a game to play together because I'd moved into his apartment just because I needed a place to live for a while. And we used to play all sorts of video games together, you know, everything from Doom to Titan Quest to finish Diablo together, where, you know, a good combination like that. But Warcraft was something we thought we'd, you know, be able to play through as a team. And as I'll tell you later on in this video, he ended up playing it a lot more than I did. Alright, so here we go, first quest. So, you know, Warcraft is the classic MMO in that you get simple quests, go kill Fuzul, come back, get 10 wolf skins. Like literally this first quest killed 6 Blackrock wargs. Alright, we'll accept that and then you get some gloves. Alright. Open the map by pressing M. It's been ages. It's been so long since I played. I kind of logged in a couple of times during the other expansions. The last time I logged in was Mists of Pandaria. There you go. There's our controls. And I just wanted to check out the world. But even that was a long time ago. There has been 7 expansions for World of Warcraft, which is kind of crazy. There's our first monster to try and fight. Belting him with our hammer. And you get some experience. And that, my friends, is essentially World of Warcraft. Like, if you turn the video off now, that's basically what you do the whole video. Like, obviously, I'm being a little bit facetious. There's so much more to it, but you go around killing enemies and getting experience, having big adventures. The world of Warcraft is absolutely massive, and I'm going to open up the map in a little bit and show you just how massive. We've got to kill a few more of these guys. Killed 2 of them. Combat sort of happens in real time. You've got skills that you can use that are on cooldown, some of them passive. You can see those little numbers coming out. That means we've done 8 points of damage or 4 points of damage, that kind of thing. I believe they've nerfed the amount of damage you do in Warcraft now, because the numbers were getting ridiculous, in the millions. Take that. I should explain to you my character. And when I played this the most, I basically started at the end of Burning Crusade, got all the way through to the Lich King, although I never beat the Lich King himself. I got all the way to Icecrown Citadel, but stopped playing because I had a serious relationship at the time, and I moved out of my friend Greg's place, and I just didn't have time in the end. Was that a bad guy? Black Ops Spy, let's take him out. Take him out. Take that. But my character was a wizard, basically a frost mage, called Shukamus Yarg, and that is actually a name of a character from Swords and Sandals, one of the Yarg brothers, a brother of Bargle Yarg, for those who like Swords and Sandals. But I got all the way up to level 80. And back when I played it, it actually took a long time to get that. It took me many months. I think I played this all over the course of a year. Quest complete. Cool, let's go back. Go to the map. Go back to the quest marker. And we turn our quest in. These are all the people. All these people in blue are real people. All hanging around.
Greetings.
Warg handlers gloves, we'll take them. And we leveled up. Now for kill 8 spies, we get a belt. Have a look at our character. Open our bag. Equip that. Just remembering all the different shortcuts. It's been so long. So we now have Squire boots. This is all new, all these kind of tooltips. Okay, cool. Alright, close that. Yeah, this is our guy. All these items, from your trinkets to your rings to your shields, all can be upgraded to, you know, there are literally thousands and thousands and thousands of items you can wield. Anyway, yeah, I got to level 80 and it took me about a year, and I had a frost mage. Got all the way to end game raiding, and that was really tough, and it really required a lot of time commitment. You know, that was just a... Oh, we should be killing spiders, not wargs.
It's too far away.
I just didn't have the time, you know, in the end. And the funny thing with all these, particularly WoW, but all these kind of MMOs like EverQuest and, you know,
I'm out of range.
whatever else, I can't think about this, but you get to the end, you get the end game content, and you get all the powerful gear. You think you're a badass, and then the next expansion comes out, and your gear is worthless. All of a sudden you can kill an average NPC monster and find yourself with a helmet that's better than the kind of the one that you got from one of the raid bosses. So it ended up just being this really grindy cycle. It kind of, you know, it is a real grindy game, you know what I mean? I have heard that they have sped up the early content, so you can kind of get to end game content pretty quickly, whereas in the beginning it would take you months and months and months before you could even kind of have enough money and levels to get a like a horse, a mount. But now you can do that. We might even do it tonight, you know what I mean? Like, probably not, but it's a lot faster. So right now combat is ultra basic because we don't have any particular skills or anything. Although we have... I should see if I should get some skills. Where's my skills? Abilities. Crusader strike. Let's put that... Oh, that's the only one we've got. Great. Yeah, nothing available to us yet. That's cool. My gosh, it's been so long. And obviously, you look at this now and it looks really dated. But one cool thing about Warcraft, the World of Warcraft, is even though the graphics are very dated, the art direction is second to none, and the texturing doesn't suffer the way other games texturing does. Some of the art design for some of the newer areas is just phenomenal. And if we go to the options, system, make sure our graphics are all really turned up. Let's turn it up to, because we've got an awesome graphics card, shallow quality, ultra high. Don't know why it wasn't set to like the highest possible, because I have a, you know, beast of a machine. Yeah, okay. Turn all that up. Why not, right? Turn all the way up to 10. Alright. If we get slowed down, we'll turn it down again, but I highly doubt we'll get any slowdown, given the card. Alright. 2 more of these clowns to kill. At the moment, you know, this is a ridiculous sort of, you've got one attack and you basically trade blows until they die. But you end up with an entire, you know, panel of skills and, you know, 100 others on reserve. And your screen gets very cluttered with all the different skills, and, you know, you have pets and all sorts of abilities. Alright, we've leveled up to level 2. We now have a secondary skill called Judgment, which does holy damage, which is pretty cool. 1 more spider kill. Try Judgment on him. Ooh, nice. That's good. So yeah, back to my story with Greg. So I moved in there, and we were looking for a game to play, and he had recently had a career change. He had a bit of time to kill, and so we thought, oh yeah, this is a great sort of change to, you know, you might enjoy playing a bit of Warcraft while you kill some time. And he got really into it. We started off together, but he ended up playing it so much that I couldn't keep up. He would play it until 3, 4, and 5 in the morning, and, you know, get up a bit later, and I had to go off to work, and I couldn't keep up with that. And so his character got way ahead of me. He ended up being a guild master, and really one of the better players out there. But it was a little discouraging for me because I couldn't keep up with that. And so Shukamus fell behind, and nothing I did would ever quite catch up to the power of his character. So there was that competitive element. Oh yeah, okay, there's a belt. Alright, I get it. Oh, we're going to go behind the abbey, not up. Whoa, down we go. This is the abbey. Hello, friend. Ah, well, doing a bit of exploring. But yeah, he ended up being head of the guild, and Shukamus was. I joined him on a bunch of raids, and we did heaps of dungeons together. But he was just so much further into the game. In the end, he sort of decided he had a bit of a problem with the game. It was too addictive, so he just kind of one day he said, "I'm going to kill the Lich King. Then I'm going to stop." And he was true to his word. He did. He killed the Lich King and then never played it again.
What can I do for you?
Join the battle. It's true, we're ambushed. I need a volunteer. Well, that's us. Okay, accept the quest. Go and kill every goblin you see. All right.
Safe travels.
Who's this guy?
How are you?
Revive 4 Stormwind soldiers.
See you around.
All right, we can do that too. Right, head into the battle. But you know, there you go. So this is our first non-killing kind of quest where you know, all you still have to do is most of the time just click on something, but we're reviving things instead of just, you know, killing them. I like that one. Revive this guy. But, you know, in the best of times, Warcraft is amazing. Some of the great memories I have of the game, just, you know, heading to dungeons with friends and defeating, you know, scary big boss monsters and just brilliant fun. The worst of it is the grind like this, you know, and never quite feeling like your character's ever going to get, you know, where you need him to be. You could play this forever and, you know, not see all the content and not ever have all the items you need. So that's another human person there, killing some of these characters. Greetings, friend. Right, need 5 more assassins.
I need to get closer.
So we're playing the starter edition of the game, which allows us to get all the way to level 20. And we can't do any of the expansions. We can't go into different sort of realms and so on. But for the purposes of these video series, this will be fine because I don't think we're going to get that far. I plan on playing it for a couple of hours over 3 or 4 videos, just for fun. Relive some old memories. It's actually, the timing is interesting for me playing this game because this month they are releasing WoW Classic, and what that is a version of Warcraft that goes right back to the beginning and tries to sort of emulate what it was like right in the beginning of when the game was first released, and it's kind of crazy that they would do that. Oh, that's not really to kill. We're going to kill assassins, but over the years, so many little conveniences, and you know, some people say not all for the best, but there's been a lot of changes made to the game. Everything from the way you find groups for raids and dungeons to the sort of dumbing down of the skills and abilities. And a lot of people say the game has become too casual. And I kind of feel like that's maybe a little of a bit of an elitist attitude because I think, you know, there are still some pretty complicated things to do in the end game. And I think, you know, it's not a bad thing to have a game like this accessible to everyone. And I remember even when I was playing it, it did feel like, you know, there are things you can do to make this game a little, you know, more friendly to the casual player and to players that don't have, you know, 10 hours a day to play this thing. So they're actually, you know, they rewarded newer versions of the game do reward people that log in constantly, you know, often, but you don't have to play for that long to sort of get those benefits. But, you know, it'd be interesting to see what WoW Classic is like, and I wonder if a lot of people will kind of go back to it and then see it without the nostalgia glasses and go, oh, this isn't as good as I remember. All right, so we've now got a Wolf Hunter's vest. All right.
Need something?
Outfit of boots. Excellent work. Head back. In the bag. There we go. We're slowly getting some gear. This is what Zalo and the Paladin looks like. Turn him around. Forgot how to... I want to see the front of him. I've forgotten how. Anyway. It is funny how quickly a lot of this stuff does come back to you, but not all of it. Turning the quest.
Well met.
Well met.
Light bless you.
Another quest is available, so you know this is a... Certainly in the early versions of the game, or early starting areas, you know, it's a no-brainer. You can just kind of go from quest to quest to quest, and... what are these guys?
Light be with you.
King's honor, friend.
You're never short of something to do. So we're going to follow the arrow and head off to do our next quest. A lot of the time you don't even really need to you know, read the quest markers. This is a little different than I remember. I don't remember any of this stuff burning, but I know... oh, right, yeah, it's all burning. I remember... wow. That after Cataclysm, and I think in probably other things like Legion and so on, they changed the world, so things that were burning are not things that aren't burning. There's, you know, giant chasms through areas that weren't before. Eat you! How rude. Now, I gotta be careful now because we're in enemy territory. Pull out some. How do we pull out these fires? Oh, we've got a. Okay, we've got this thing. How do we use that? I've forgotten. I want to put out the fire. So look at our quest panel. Really just, yeah, okay. There's a hearthstone. Back in the day, I always thought it was called a hearthstone. I was an idiot. And it's actually pronounced hearth. It's just, you know, part of me wants to keep calling it hearthstone because that's what it, you know, it was in my mind. Get that junk. I've got some weapons. That's good. We want those, don't we? How do we put the fires out, though? I've got that thing equipped, but... there we go. Left click. There you go. Okay. That's right. Greetings, friend. That's a powerful spell, this one. The Judgment ability. Does some real damage. It's got a cooldown, of course. I wonder what the shortcut for that thing is. It's interesting. This sort of starting area is actually, in my mind, a pretty ugly part of the game. It doesn't really show off some of the game's real beauty, because even though the game is, you know, very old, some of the areas, certainly the areas in like Pandaria, which is probably the last thing I played very casually, just logged in for a few days to check out the area, were just stunning. Some of the sort of, you know, Eastern appearance, the Oriental design was second to none. And I always, whenever there's a new expansion, I'll always kind of watch videos about it and just kind of try to familiarize myself with it, because you know I got a lot of nostalgia for this game. Funny enough, I think World of Warcraft statistically would be the game that I've played more than any other. It's not my favorite game of all time. I think it's the best game I ever played, but also the worst, if that makes any sense. And what I mean by that is this game wastes your time. There is never something, there's never not something to do. There's always somewhere to be, a quest to go visit, you know, but it's never enough, you know what I mean? Hey, how dare you, sir? Madam. Sir? Yeah, oh, it's a madam. Orc madam. And so like I said, some of the memories I have of this game, brilliant, but then I also remember just thinking what a complete grind and waste of time it was in parts. Hey, look, there's a man on an emu. How bizarre. 2 more weapons from the orcs. One of the reasons I chose a paladin is because they're pretty tanky. They have a good mixture of healing and DPS, you know, damage, and protection. So when you want to do a video or something, you don't want to die that much. Why not? Get this guy down. This should be the last one. I was really impressed when I saw Sir Belgrave's paladin character. It was an absolute machine. And another player who had a paladin was my good friend Tom Gattenhoff, who had a paladin called Burly Man. And he was awesome. I remember he had these kind of golden wings of resurrection sort of thing. He played the paladin very well, and he took me on a bunch of dungeon runs for a while. Let's head back, turn in our quests. Or are they? Yeah, there we go.
How are you?
The sound design in Warcraft is fantastic. Really beautiful ambient music. And all right, oh, here we are, our first sort of elite enemy here, Kurtok the Slayer.
For the Alliance.
I'm gonna go off and do that quest. Get the boots, get the cloak. Cool, we've got some pouches there as well. Starting to look kind of cool. We've got a cloak and some nice boots and so on. Off to do our... Yeah, okay, stop showing me that. It's interesting. It's I'd kind of logged on expecting to follow the old quest trail that I did when I was first playing this game, you know, heading through Goldshear and down to Duskwood, but or what's the other area? I forgot the name of it. There's all these fields, but I don't know if that even exists anymore, and it's kind of fun. We're going to find out though. Go track down this boss monster here, Kurtok the Slayer. Take out this guy. Yeah, so right now we haven't been in any serious danger at all, you know, but I think this boss monster will probably test us a little bit. And we don't have any healing potions or anything like that, so, or any healing spells. see that there the whole time. Oh well. There he is. There's our mate. We can sneak up on him without drawing the attention of that other guy. There we go. Someone else has tried to attack him. Someone else doing the quest. This will be an easy one because we're teamed up. Yeah, and you know that we didn't actually officially team up, but okay, we got the halfstone, so we can use that. Return back home. If I'd wanted to, Gravelin and I could have actually teamed up and, you know, formed a party, and we would have split the experience for killing that one, and you know, we'd be able to see each other on the map and chat and that kind of thing. But as it happens, we chose not to.
Well met.
Ah, do you want the Warhammer or the Warhammer? Militia Hammer. Yeah, I'll get the Warhammer.
Go with honor, friend.
Go with honor, friendly. Cool. Now we got our first. Seems to be a healing spell, Flash of Light. Yeah, sweet. Okay, equip that. Still remembering the keyboard shortcuts for all this stuff. It's funny, it becomes totally second nature to you, but then after a while you do forget. Now we'll report to Goldshare, which is the town I'm quite familiar with. Okay. Greetings.
Hello.
Speak with Innkeeper Farley at the Lion's Pride.
See you around.
It's funny, like, you just honestly don't read half the quest half time. And I think, you know, a lot of them are really well written. But I just remember being so conditioned to, like, quest turn in, that you just wouldn't read them. You know? You just didn't kind of... You know, a lot of people do follow the story quite significantly, but, you know, for me... Like, ain't nobody got time for that. Wolves. Let's try a healing spell. Nice, we healed. Get some of that stuff we can always sell later. Who's shooting at me? Ah, cut purse. Villain. Yeah, once you've got healing spells, certainly in the early part of the game, you know, you're going to do very well, because otherwise you're going to buy healing potions and that kind of thing, and you know, you invariably run out of them. So a paladin is really great class to solo the game with. Alright, what is this thing? Pretty cool. It's a panda. Pandaren. He's a level 115 character. Look at this. So this is what happens. This is like an elite character. This guy is very, very powerful compared to us. A lot of people from memory used to gather here to fight in Goldshare around here. I remember there's a lot of jewels and so on. I don't know what everyone's doing at the moment.
I can't use that.
What is this?
Need help?
Do you want pikeman trousers or a shield? Let's get the trousers.
Light bless you.
Thank you.
Light be with you.
Explore the Fargo Deep Mine, then return. Okay, cool. We're going to go in there at some point.
What can I do for you?
Oh, there's 2 quests.
For the Alliance.
Can you train us in
Can I help
anything?
you?
You can teach us to blacksmith. Yeah, that sounds cool. We can get that. So, in World of Warcraft, you get professions, right?
Later.
And they're basically things that you can do, kind of like little mini games within the game. You know, as you go along, you can learn to be a miner, and you pick sort of veins of rock from the walls, or you can be an alchemist and herbalist, and you
Hey there.
walk past flowers and pick them and so
Have a
on.
good one.
They are real time wasters. You know, constantly stopping to pick flowers and so on. Look at this guy, he's got a magic carpet. This lady, that's awesome. Arabian Night.
Good day to you.
Now we're just kind of racking up quests.
Safe travels. Hey there.
Good thing is with a lot of
Have a
these
good
quests,
one.
they're sort of designed
What can
for
I
you
do for
to
See you later.
oh look cool. Hey guys, don't let me stop you. Whoa whoa.
Greetings. Light bless you.
A lot of the time, the areas that you're sent to, the 3 or 4 quests, you can kind of do all at once and then turn them in.
How are you?
So there's a griffin ride we can go on, which is kind of cool. These griffins are like sort of flight routes around before you can. Eventually, you get your own flying mounts, everything from dragons to griffins to eagles and that kind of thing. But early on, you need to use these. Let's catch one.
You need something?
We're in green, so. Don't know how you dismiss those messages. We want to go to this one.
See you around. Hello.
How do I go there? I used to know how to go there.
Have a good
There we go. Sorry, I was clicking on the wrong thing. It's late. So off we go. That's a bit of a weird bug. The map. How do we get rid of it? Weirdly enough, it's not going away. I don't need to know about the flight map every second. Oh, no. Well, that's weird. This is going to be a problem. If we try to tab out. We're in Stormwind now. This is the big city of the game. The big Alliance city anyway. That's really annoying. I'm going to try and log out and then log back in. Which reminds me, guys, I want to show you the size of this game world, right? So we're back in the game. I'm going to fly back, actually, because I didn't really need to be here.
Welcome.
Ah, so she'll teach us all this kind of to ride, but the money needed for that
See
is
you soon.
way above our pay grade.
King's honor, friend.
Take me home,
What do you
back to
want?
Goldshire. It's a short flight. We fly over Stormwind. There's that thing again. How annoying. Is it just me? I don't know how to dismiss it. We're gonna head back, log out, log back in again. It just seems like a weird bug, doesn't it? Or do you have to click on it? Super odd bug. Well, log out. What are we making us wait for? I've forgotten why they make you do that. I think it's just so you can't sort of spam logging in, logging out if you're in trouble. But the game world is vast. So we've only been in a small area of the game. There's 2 continents. I actually think there's more than 2 now, but each one is made up of a series of maps. And if we have a look, Look at the map. Right, this is our world, Azeroth, Eastern Elwyn Forest. Okay, so these are all the areas in there. Each one is its own, has a significant size. This, yeah, look at this. Look at that. I did it a bit quickly, but right, so 3 different worlds. We're in Azeroth. Azeroth has all these areas. We're in the Eastern Kingdoms. We're in one of the provinces, and that's the map. How crazy is that? It is absolutely vast, and we've only explored that little bit. So, you know, if you were to play this game and walk around and see the whole thing, it would take you months and months and months. Look at all those areas. 3 different worlds. Like, those red numbers mean you have to be level this, level that to get to there. If I wanted to explore that, it's phenomenal. I never saw this place, Zandala. Wow, cool. Crazy. Anyway, whoa, an elephant just appeared in front of me. You see a lot of strange things along the way. Okay, so where to next? Have we been inside the inn? I don't think we have we? Forge. There's the inn. Some weird Draenor standing there. Got a cool shield though. The elephant's not allowed in. When last I left Shukamus, I left him in Goldshire, the mage that I was using. Just sitting in front of a fire, I sort of sat him down at one of these chairs and I logged off, and for many years I have never logged back on. And you know, I don't intend to play this game beyond the scope of these Games Gladiator videos. Every now and again you get that little urge, but honestly, there is just no chance of me playing this again seriously, like ever again. I can't imagine.
Need something? Safe travels.
There is just too much else going on in life as well, you know, between family and game development and just having other interests. This is a young person's game, you know what I mean? I think it's a game for the unemployed, a game for uni students, a game for teenagers. Oh yeah, speak to the innkeeper. I can be at your home. Should read this stuff more. But it's not a game for someone like me anymore. I mean, I even remember at the time thinking, look...
Looking for something specific? Have a good one.
Kind of enjoying playing the game, but thinking, God, this is a waste of time. Even when I was playing it, I just knew that, like, I've got to find other things. I've got to get out of this. Cool, there's a big fair over there, the Dark Moon Fair, with all sorts of cool things going on. We're going to pass through it. But you could sort of...
Hello.
There's fire jugglers and fire eaters.
We will persevere.
Look at this thing. What is that? Hideous. Oh, it's a giant ape. Wait, we're stuck. Elwyn Forest. I wouldn't mind it being daytime. I think a lot of the time it's sort of matches where you are. So if you're playing it at night, it'll be nighttime. I can't remember if that's the case, but I do prefer playing the game in the daytime. I feel like it. It's kind of nice. There's a lot of nice sunrises and weather effects and things. Nighttime's a little bit dull. I mean, also atmospheric, but oh, got some cool stuff. There's the stars, beautiful constellation up there. It's funny, speaking of stars, my son Isaac, whoa, that's awesome. Is obsessed with the moon at the moment. We'll go outside and he'll just look up and go, moon, moon, moon. Alright. Anyway, I don't know why I told you guys that story, it just seemed relevant at the time. We need mining skill for that one. So we're going to head into the entrance of this mine. Fargo Deep. Gotta find 8 large candles. You know, take candle. Kobolds, of course, are one of the more classic sort of early level villains. You know, they are just cannon fodder. They have. Good, we got a candle. They got not a lot to offer anyone. Ah. I used to know how to sort of emote and wave and so on. But I've forgotten how to do all that now. I can't remember. I think in the starter edition you're kind of limited to what you can do as well as far as conversations and talking and so on. You know, in the full version there's 1,000 different channels and trade chat and guild chat, and you can join guilds and join parties and all sorts of good stuff. But this is just basically getting a taste for the game without paying the subscription and so on. I finally remembered that you hold down shift click to pick up all loot, which is what I should have been doing. He says as he doesn't do it. So there's a bunch of adventurers in there actually having a bit of fun. So I'm going to try and skip ahead of those guys. Candle. How many more candles do we need? 5 more candles. Oh, we were supposed to get gold dust as well. I forgot that. I need to jump ahead of them because they're taking all the things I want to get. No, wrong skill. Someone is doing some nice healing, so it's beautiful. Or give me some kind of bonus. Yeah, so this person's level 9. They're a few levels ahead of us. This should be pretty easy for them. You know, it's funny coming back to play it now. I'm kind of like enjoying it, but not. It's hypnotically easy to play, but it also sort of evokes memories of a time that's long gone and can never go back to. But I'm also, you know, it's like I really am a believer, you know, like what's the point? Like, why am I doing this? It's fun to do for the video, but would I sit down and play this for 80 hours or 800 hours, 80 days? I don't think so. Never again. Those days are gone. 3 more gold dust. Let's kill some more tunnels out here to respawn. Because a lot of the time is doing these quests is walking around waiting for things to respawn. Watching those numbers go up, you know, that might be something as simple as a wolf's leg, or it could be collect 8 world-shattering orbs of power, but it's still just a number. You know what I mean? Sad reality. And I feel like it's it's almost a sort of style of gameplay that we're kind of moved past, you know. Or maybe we haven't. Maybe it's just better disguised. Everyone's hunting these silly things. There we are. Take that, kobold. what do we need? We still need one more candle, 2 more gold dusts. And we'll head back to town. My gosh, can you believe it's been 50 minutes? That's the scary thing about this. Time just passes so quickly. We're going to do this quest and head back into town and call it a day, because that's why I said this is going to be a multi-part video, because I want to show you more of the world, but it's going to take me a little while to get there. So I think we'll probably do 3 or 4 parts, you know. See where we get to. Probably head back into the mine and see if there's anything else. Get 1 more gold dust. Oh, they're doing the same thing. Forget it. Forget it. There we go. There's a tunneler in need of a warhammer in the back. We haven't even been close to being any danger so far. This has been an absolute face roll, which is a little different from the WoW I remember. I remember even early on being in danger, you know what I mean? Feeling like I was in trouble a lot. But maybe that's just the beauty of the paladin. Because my Shukamus was a frost mage, and they end up being very powerful and huge DPS classes, but they're what's known as a glass cannon in that they don't take many hits. Alright, there we go. So we can now use the Hearthstone, or the Hearthstone if you want to call it that, and we will return to town. Oh, what? 10 minutes left. Can't use it. I'll have to actually make my own way back. Can we get up there? Or is that getting too steep for us? Nope. Cannot. It's funny to think this game being 15 years old and there's still people wandering through the realms and doing all the mini quests, and you know, at any particular moment you'll find someone starting a new game. At its peak, it had some, I don't know, 12, 13 million subscribers, all paying, you know, $15 a month. It was a massive, massive, massive earner. Oh, now we've been beset upon all sides by evil. Goldtooth, who's like special. Yeah, he's a bit tougher than the regulars, which is good. A little bit of challenge. Oh, but he's been taken down by this clown. Hey, that was mine. There you go. Don't think you killed him because I got him. I did the dirty work. Ah, random trash. Let's run past him. This little purple bar is our experience bar, and it tells us how close we are to the next level. They put in a pretty cool thing. Oh, there you go, someone flying. Early on in the game, where you get more experience if you played the game when you were rested. So if you logged on, you know, in the morning and played for a little while, the bar would start off blue, and then as you got more experience, it would turn purple again, and then you're going to get half experience. So it would basically sort of reward, or just, you know, it was for those players that wanted to play but didn't have that much time. It allowed you to sort of catch up with having to kill quite as many enemies. Turn that in.
What can I do for you?
Ta-da!
Be careful.
Turn in quest here.
Good day to you.
You want his gold dust? Yeah, you got chest guard. Leveled up. The braces. Cool. All right, looking pretty good. There's our hero, Zaladin the Paladin, the level 6 Retribution Paladin. Reputation is sort of, you know, who likes you, who doesn't like you, that kind of thing. That's not going to come into play. Look at this thing. This is ridiculous. 2 heads made of magma the amount of interesting sort of beasts and mounts and so on that you'll find are quite spectacular. Look at this guy, level 120. My God. I remember at the time thinking Shukumus was amazing at level 80, and then, you know, they just keep... There you go, someone saying they hadn't played in 2 years. And what we're going to do is we're going to head into the inn. I've forgotten how to sit down. How do you sit down again? You used to be able to sit down on the chairs, but I guess not. Stand in front of the fire. Oh, in the fire. Well, nice warm fire for an old man. And we will call it a night. So that is part one of Ollie's journeys through Azeroth. Well, Zalad and the Paladin's journeys, really. But yeah, I'm going to do a few more of these. We're at level 6 now, so we'll see if we can get to, you know, level 10 or further. I wouldn't mind going into, you know, maybe one of the first dungeons, which is it's what is the name of it? It's a big mine. The name escapes me right now, but it has a pirate ship at the bottom, and I wouldn't mind joining a party and hopefully getting down to that. So we might be able to do that in the next few videos. All right, everybody. Thank you for being with me tonight in this long video, and I shall see you on the next installment of the Games Gladiator. Have a wonderful weekend, and bye for now.